Psalm 91 is one of the most powerful and comforting chapters in the Bible. It speaks of God's protection, refuge, and faithfulness even in the face of danger and adversity. This psalm is a declaration of trust in God's unwavering care and a reminder that when we put our faith in Him, we are never alone or abandoned. Opening reflection. Life is full of uncertainties. We face trials, fears, sickness, and even threats that seem overwhelming. But the psalmist gives us a beautiful promise. God is our refuge and fortress, a safe shelter in the storm. When we dwell in the secret place of the Most High, we are covered by His shadow and protected by His power. 1. The promise of protection. Psalm 91, verses 1 to 2. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. To dwell in God's shelter means more than just occasional visits. It means living in constant communion and trust with Him. The shadow of the Almighty represents His presence, always near, offering shade and protection. Just like a tree shades from the sun's heat, God's presence shields us from life's hardships. The psalmist boldly declares God as his refuge and fortress, places of safety and defense. This confidence is not naive, but rooted in a deep relationship and trust built through life experience and faith. 2. Deliverance from hidden dangers. Psalm 91, verses 3 to 6. For He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His pinions, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at midday. Life's dangers are often invisible or unexpected. The snare of the fowler is a metaphor for traps laid to catch the unsuspecting. We may not see the threats coming, whether they be spiritual attacks, physical dangers, or emotional battles, but God's protection is sure. The imagery of being covered with His pinions and finding refuge under His wings is tender and intimate. Just as a mother bird protects her young under her wings, God envelops us with His care. His faithfulness acts as both shield and buckler, a strong defense in battle. Because of this divine protection, the psalmist declares he will not fear any harm, whether it comes by night or day, visible or hidden. 3. No fear in the midst of trouble. Psalm 91, verses 7 to 8. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. This passage illustrates God's supernatural protection. Even if disaster strikes all around us, we are safe in Him. This doesn't mean we're invincible in a worldly sense, but that God's presence and power provide an eternal security that transcends fear. The psalmist promises that the righteous will witness the downfall of evil without being harmed themselves. This encourages believers to maintain faith even when surrounded by chaos. 4. God's command and angelic protection. Psalm 91, verses 9 to 13. Because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your dwelling place, no evil shall be allowed to befall you. No plague come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder. The young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Here, the psalmist reiterates that making God your refuge guarantees his protection. Notice the personal commitment. It's a choice to trust and dwell with God, making him your safe place. God commands his angels to guard us, spiritual beings assigned to protect believers. This divine protection is active and watchful, caring for even the smallest details in our lives. The images of treading on lions and serpents symbolize victory over the most dangerous enemies. This is spiritual authority and protection, showing God's power over all forces that threaten us. 5. God's assurance and promise. Psalm 91, verses 14 to 16. Because he holds fast to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. These verses are God's direct words of promise to those who love and trust him. The relationship is personal and rooted in love and knowledge of God's character, knowing his name. God promises deliverance, protection, presence, rescue, and honor. Even more, he offers a satisfying long life and the ultimate salvation. This is a complete promise of hope, security, and future glory. Reflection and application. Psalm 91 calls us to place our trust in God above all else. It acknowledges the real dangers of life, but points us to a powerful refuge in the midst of trouble. This psalm is not just comforting poetry, but it is a call to a deep, abiding faith that transforms how we face challenges. When fears arise, whether from illness, conflict, or uncertainty, Psalm 91 reminds us that God's protection is active and personal. We are invited to dwell in his presence daily through prayer, worship, and obedience. Practical ways to live Psalm 91 daily. Start your day by declaring God as your refuge and fortress. Speak out loud or in your heart, "God, you are my shelter and protector today." Memorize verses from Psalm 91 and meditate on them during moments of fear or anxiety. Pray for God's angelic protection over your home, family, and workplace. Choose to trust God's faithfulness even when life feels overwhelming. Share the hope of Psalm 91 with others facing hardship. Live boldly, knowing that God's presence guards your steps. Conclusion. Psalm 91 is a beautiful reminder that God's protection is not passive, but actively active. His faithfulness shields us, his angels guard us, and his love secures us. No matter the storms we face, when we put our trust in the Most High, we can be strong and courageous. Remember, dwelling in God's shelter means living in close fellowship with him through prayer, obedience, and love. Make Psalm 91 your daily declaration and walk in the confidence that the Lord your God is with you wherever you go.